Alright guys, here we are. Here we are in this patch, which I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I feel like it's a good patch, sometimes I feel like it's mediocre. And I don't know what's happening to the matchmaking. Matchmaking has been doo-doo for the past 2 days. It's either you get teammates that are above your skill level, or you get teammates that walk in a straight line. But mainly you clicked on this video for one of the three reasons: either because you are in rat rank, or maybe you are in between these ranks until Mystic, let's say. All this group is together, I can say. Or you are in a high rank and you just want to laugh at us suffering at the bottom, right? But it's okay. From the bottom, we rise eventually. So I managed to just get out from the rat rank. Now I'm sitting currently in Sentinel 1 trying to climb up, and I think the first 4 ranks, or the 5 ranks until Mystic, I think they are like the same experience. This is not the aim of the video. We are not gonna talk about the ranking system, but we are here for a tier list, right? And this tier list right here is just for low elo, which is basically between the brick until Mystic. So basically between the brick to silver, right? Which is Mystic. Brick is initiate. So anyways, my tier list right here is not about how strong the character is or how viable the character is. It's about their place in the low ranking system, right? What is the most effective in the low rank between initiate up to Mystic? Because I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening in Ritualist and Emissary. I think the experience will be different here. I know that Oracle is now stacked with Ascendant and Eternus and something like that. So I don't know what is the experience here. I hope that it's not the same as the other ranks, the other lower ranks. But I'm talking about the experience in the first 4 ranks and maybe Mystic a little bit, right? And here, let me walk you through the tier list, because the first tier list here is the problem tier list, which is the very strong heroes. And these are the heroes that are viable, good to have in low ranks. Hit or miss, it's either the heroes that can go, that can roll their lobby or go 0-11. Not reliable is like the heroes that you don't expect much from them. Haven't seen, which is the heroes that I haven't seen them in my matches. And then there is the heroes that if you pick them, you are throwing the game. So let's start with Abrams. Abrams for me is a hit or miss. I'm still sticking to that opinion from my previous tier list video, because as I said before, for Abrams, most of the time either he feeds or he's kind of effective. So it's a hit or miss. It takes a lot of the player needs to know how to position very well, and also needs to rely on the team in a lot of cases. What about Apollo? Apollo is a problem, bro. Apollo is a problem, and Apollo can take the lead very early. And why I'm saying like Apollo is a problem, because in the ranked, right, even in lower ranks, in a ranked match now, people are playing for the win, people are playing more seriously, people are playing more coordinated. And Apollo has the ability to get a lead early in lane. Like he can get a lot of kills in lane, and he can come out the lane with a high impact, high net worth. And this is exactly the reason, like if you have a lead early, you are most likely you're gonna win the game. And that's why he's very strong. What about Bebop? Bebop, in my opinion, like Bebop is good to have. You might disagree, but Bebop is good to have, because even in lower ranks where you don't expect your Bebop to hit a lot of hooks, but at the end of the day, one hook is a guaranteed kill. One hook is a free kill. So always, like throughout the game, you will always have that one moment that your Bebop get a hook and you get a pick out of nowhere, right? So this is always a good value, and most of the people in lower rank go with the bomb build, and they do a lot of damage. So Bebop is annoying and can be good to have. What about Billy? In my previous rank video, I basically put Billy like at the top, but in a more coordinated play, in a more serious like kind of matches, I think Billy is good to have at best. I don't like, even when I go against him, I don't really find him like very problematic, but he's always good to have because it's always good to have a frontliner. It's always good to have a frontliner slash initiator who can like who can go in, suck a lot of damage, suck a lot of cooldowns and stuff. So Billy is always a good to have, and his ult is useful, especially in mid boss fights. What about Calico? Calico, again, same as Apollo. These two are very similar. Calico can snowball very well early game, and then bully your team for 20 or 25 minutes, and then she falls off late game. But these two have the same play style, like they nuke your team very early. They will be hard to kill in the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and this is more than enough for the team to secure a win if they get a lead with using these two. What about Celeste? Celeste, it's I mean, before I could say not reliable. Why? Because most players, they don't know how to play her very well, or utilize her kit very well. But as I seen in the ranked matches, I think, especially with the alt buff and everything, I think Celeste is good to have. I think Celeste is good to have. She's very mobile. You cannot catch her easily. The ult is very strong, in my opinion, especially like with and in ranked, like people play close to each other and play stacked. So this is where Celeste shines and get value out of her ult and out of other abilities. So Celeste is always good to have. What about Dorman? A lot of people would say like Dorman is a problem, but in my opinion, Dorman is a problem if he plays the damage build. If he plays the spirit, Bill, nuke, right build. But if he plays for kidnaps, that makes me put him at hit or miss. If you play kidnap, is a miss. If you play spirit, burst, Bill damage, then it's very good. So basically here Dorman is a hit or miss. Drifter, again, Drifter gets value with isolated kills and hunting isolated people, but in ranked it's not always the case. I would say, like, even in my previous tier list, I would say that he's at the top here, but within this ranked system and within these ranked matches, I think he's good to have. His presence is always felt, so like his presence in the lobby, like it's good for your team, but I don't think he is like very problematic, but he's good to have, right? The ult is still annoying. He can run some people down, but he's good to have at best. Dynamo, well, how do I feel about Dynamo? I mean, I could say Dynamo, like, you might say he's a hit or miss based on how the players, like how the player utilize his kit and how the player can hit like a black hole pretty like in a good timing and catch multiple people instead of solo killing somebody with a black hole and just waste it. But I could say he's a good to have in my opinion in general. Like the healing is not great. If he play a stomp build, like you will do a lot of damage, and if you hit like one good black hole in a game, like this is more than enough if you can catch like 3 or 4 people in it. So I think he's good to have. Graves, Graves is not reliable in my opinion. I know that her presence in general can be annoying with tombstone, ghouls and skulls and everything, but you don't expect much from this hero. Like, you don't expect this hero to carry any portion of the game. She is not like, she cannot carry early, she cannot carry mid, she cannot carry late. That's what I saw from my experience. Again, this is related to low ranks, so she is not reliable at all. Like she is not a throw, but she's not reliable. You don't expect much. Similar to Talon, by the way. Similar to Grey Talon. I know that Grey Talon is a good hero. Like, I know that in the right hands, he's a good to have. But unfortunately, in low ranks, there is not enough good hands out there. So, he's not reliable. And especially if your Talon ends up just playing Drone Simulator, right? And not hitting anyone. So, what I hate about Talon players, especially in low rank, like they are very passive. They just play at the back. They just play for ult. Sometimes they don't even hit their shots. So I think Talon not reliable. Haze. What do I feel about Haze? Haze after the nerfs for the Echo Shard build, I think Haze overall she's good to have. It's good to have an assassin in your team. It's good to have somebody that can pick people 1v1. I think Haze is always good to have. She always can get like good picks. You don't expect her to carry games. Again, Haze is not a carry. And I know in low ranks, people treat her like a carry and farm the whole game. But she is good to have. She can get like good picks, good kills. I could say the same thing about Holiday. Holiday, she's also like a good to have. There is a lot of barrel burst damage. I mean, the Holidays that I have seen in my ranked games, they hit lassos very frequent. They always lasso somebody. And they can also solo kill somebody with lasso and then drop like 3 barrels on their head. So I think Holiday, she's good to have. Infernus also, I can say good to have. Can side lane, can 1v1. You cannot catch him easily. His damage is very good, and there is like a lot of builds going on, like makes him very tanky. He's not easy to kill even when you catch him. So I think also for Infernus, he's very good to have. Now, what about Ivy? Ivy is a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Ivy is a problem, and I don't know what happened, but from the start of the ranked matches, I see Ivy very often, and every time, like, holy shit. Her impact is very noticeable. And she can really, it's hard for you to lose a lane where you have Ivy. And it will be hard for you to win a lane against Ivy. I think Ivy is really good, and and she can be a problem. Now, you know what's the most interesting thing? That Kelvin, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Kelvin. I'm not saying Kelvin is bad. In my opinion, Kelvin can be good to have, and also sometimes in the right hands can be a problem. But in my games, I haven't seen him since the last patch. Like, did they nerf him? I don't know. I don't remember that they nerfed him in the patch notes. But I think Kelvin, I haven't seen him. Like, so please let me know in the comments. Have you seen any Kelvin in your games? And if you've seen any Kelvin in your games, where do you rank him here? Now, Guist is a hit or miss. Again, this category hit or miss, you will see a lot of carries. You will see a lot of carry characters. Because Guist, again, it's either can roll your team and just carry the game all along and get a lot of kills, or she can go 0-11. There is nothing in between. Lash, always a problem. Lash, always a problem. You love to see Lash in your team, and you hate to see Lash against you. Lash is S tier. Lash is very impactful. Like, the ult is very good, and please, like, if you cannot miss the Lash ult. If you miss the Lash ult, it's like you are playing Marvel Rivals and you are misusing Luna Snow ult or something like that. It's very easy to land, and the impact of that ult is very huge, and you can set up a lot of plays. Good in rift fights, good in mid boss fights, good in late game, like sieging base, and just even if you are defending, let's say the enemy team is sieging your base, you can just Lash ult them into your spawn. There is a lot of plays here, and he does a lot of damage. His lane, like, imagine a lane where you have Ivy and Lash together, or you have Calico and Lash together, or you have Apollo and Lash together. Like, if you pair any of these four together in lane, like, it's kind of impossible for you to win that lane, let's be honest. The other one that it's a problem in lane and become very popular these days is McGinnis. McGinnis is also a problem. Like, your tower gonna go down in 5 minutes. Like, your Guardian, your lane, you're gonna lose the lane in 5 minutes. Especially like nowadays, a lot of McGinnis players running gun build, and still the turret's doing a lot of damage. Still there is a lot of pressure. She applies a lot of pressure. She can take the Guardian very early. She can take a Walker very early. Her ult is not the best. Like, if you are going gun build, like, her ult is not the best. But this is not the point. Like, McGinnis, holy, she is a problem. Mina, what about Mina? Mina is good to have at best. Like, Mina is good to have at best. Like, she does a lot of damage. She is very mobile. You cannot catch her very easily. The ult silence everyone. So I think Mina is good to have. Mirage as a character, like, as a character design is a problem, but in my opinion it's a hit or miss in the ranked games, because again, similar to Guist, like, Mirage can either roll your team or can go negative, and that's what I saw, like, in my games. I don't know, maybe you have a different experience, but from my games I know that, like, Mirage is a hit or miss. Mo and Krill is, like, I'm still sticking to my previous opinion in my previous list. Mo and Krill, always good to have. Roaming around, hard to kill, does a lot of damage. His ult is a free kill if the team play with him. So Mo is really good to have. And Paige, again, Paige is very good support. A lot of spirit damage, a lot of spammy abilities. She overwhelms you with the spells that she casts. Her ult can decide fights, can flip fights, especially the close ones, and the bigger the fight, the more impactful her ult is. What about Paradox? Paradox, well, in my ranked matches, I saw a lot of good Paradox. I don't know, maybe it's just my experience, but she's not a problem, but she's always good to have. Either she's going bomb build or she's going carbine. I saw a lot of people running carbine build, and they play her like a sniper, and with one carbine she does like 1,000 damage. It's crazy. Like, you get sniped from the end of the map. So Paradox, I think the ult is very good. The walls are very useful. If she's going bomb build with Echo Shard and stuff, I think Paradox, like, very, very impactful, and also laning against her is a bit problematic. Now let's go to Pocket. Pocket, I think, not reliable. Why I'm saying Pocket is unreliable? I know that Pocket is, as a character and as a burst damage, can be a problem, but in low ranks he's not reliable, because every 100 matches you will see like one good Pocket. But in general, you cannot rely on Pocket most of the time. Like, again, they play passive. They just go in, drop all their cooldowns, they leave, and they may not get a kill at in the late game, or after like 25 minutes he become affliction bot. So he just go in, affliction, goes out and doesn't kill anybody. That's what I see, at least in low rank, because people they don't know how to play him correctly, or they don't know how to utilize him correctly. So I think Pocket is not reliable. Oh my god. Rem, the Rat King. Well, the Rat King is a throw, in my opinion. I've never won a game where I have Rem in my team, and I always won games where Rem is against me. So Rem, I think, is a throw. What about 7? 7 is hit or miss. Again, like a lot of carries, is hit or miss. Is either he gets a good lead at the beginning, he snowballs very well, and he rolls the whole lobby, and he becomes hard to kill, or he goes 0-11. There is nothing in between. Shiv, I don't know how I feel about this, but I think Shiv is good to have. In the ranked games, I haven't seen like Shiv being very problematic, but he's always good to have, because even the most mediocre Shiv, you can still feel his presence. He can still be annoying in fights. He can still do a lot of damage. And I think having Shiv in your team is always good as a front line. And the other front line that you cannot depend on is Silver, which is, I know that this can be controversial, but I think, in my opinion, Silver is not reliable. I don't know like what happened in the last patch, but a lot of tanks or a lot of frontliners do not feel the same. Like Shiv and Billy, they don't seem as strong as before. Silver, on the other hand, in my ranked games, I didn't, like, either with me or against me, I didn't have much of a struggle playing against her. It was, and also like the main reason is that people, they do not hit shots frequent, they do not hit their abilities frequent, so they don't transform to wolf form fast enough or as often as enough. Like they don't transform often, so that's why she's not that hard to kill. So also she's not that hard to deal with. So I think Silver is not reliable at all. There is another guy that I haven't seen him, which is Sinclair. I don't know where to rank Sinclair here based on the ranked system and ranked matches, because I haven't seen any Sinclair. So I don't know. Let me know if you've seen any Sinclair in your games. Where do you put him? Venator again, similar to 7, similar to Guist, similar to Mirage. They are a hit or miss. As a character, he's very good. He can be even a problem, but in ranked, I think he can be a hit or miss. He either be active and get a lot of kills and snowball and scale very well, or he just farms for 30 minutes and at the late game do nothing. So I think Venator is also a hit or miss, similar to Victor. Again, people would think that I will be biased because I'm a Victor main. I have like more than 200 wins on Victor, right? But Victor, I think, because sometimes I don't get him, right? And other people, either in my team or he plays against me. Victor, again, is a hit or miss. It's either he farms for 30 minutes and then he does nothing, or he just goes 0-11, or he roll everyone and he just have every stat in the game at the end of the game. I don't know. So Victor, again, is a hit or miss, which is similar to every other carry. Vindicta, again, this can be, people can disagree, but Vindicta is good to have. Vindicta is very annoying in low elo. And also, like, people do not counterplay very well unless you have a page. If you have a page, you will guarantee that you have a knockdown against Vindicta. And the thing is, the page has a knockdown not because she is countering Vindicta, no, because knockdown is part of her build, okay? That's why, like, every page build has a knockdown in it as a main core item. So that's why whenever you have a page, you guarantee that you have a knockdown against Vindicta. But at the end of the day, what I saw in ranked matches, Vindicta always has a good lane pressure and always like gets kills very frequent, even though in low elo they might not hit every snipe, but again, they are still like very, very impactful in my opinion. All right, Viscous is a problem. Viscous right here is versatile, can play for punches, can play for splatter, can also build good gun damage, and he gives like really good healing. With the cube, he can rescue people from ults, he can rescue people from death, and also he has like rescue beam as part of his main build. So the cube and rescue beam combo with his puddle punch displacement with his spirit damage on splatter, I think this is a very well-rounded hero, and I think if you want to have a team to have Viscous or Page, the team that has Viscous will always have an advantage over Page. Similar to Ivy, the team that has Ivy will always have more value than the team that have Page. But if you have, like, let's say you have an Ivy with you and you have a Viscous against you, it's a pretty much like balanced, because both of them, they provide like a lot of utility and a lot of healing and, you know, a lot of support for the team. Now, Viper, again, you might disagree. I think Viper is a throw in low elo. Viper is a fucking throw. I'm sorry. I haven't seen a good Viper. Every time I have a Viper in my team, I lose. Every time I have a Viper in my lane, I lose. For good reasons. Not because the character is bad. I mean, the character can be a hit or miss. Sometimes she rolls the lobby, sometimes not. But in my rank, in my matches, always been a throw, either with me or against me. I always been a throw. Warden, what do I feel about Warden? Something changed about Warden. Warden feels more impactful. Warden feels a lot better. In my opinion, I don't know, like, Warden feels a lot better. So he doesn't feel like the other carries. I think Warden is good to have in your team, but you need to give him a side lane, you need to give him space to farm. He's more impactful than these ones, in my opinion, of course. Very tanky, not easy to kill. The ult got a lot better. Now he has like different variety of builds. You can go gun or you can go spirit. So I think Warden is good to have. Wraith, again, you know, I could say Wraith is the best carry out of everyone, right? I could say Wraith is good to have as well. But I can also say Wraith is the hardest M1 character, is the hardest mouse 1 character to master at the same time. Because of the cards, they are not easy to hit, and her main damage is the cards. And because of that, she can be a hit or miss, because it depends on the player. If the player hit cards often, then you get a lot of value. And also you need to have the ability to scale and farm very efficiently, very effectively, and then after that hit your cards in order to get value in any sort of way. Other than that, she cannot be very good. You can also like run the Veil Walker build, where you just use your Veil Walker and you have your ulti and you just lift somebody out of nowhere and kill them with 3 cards. You can do that, like some sort of assassin type play. In my opinion, she is the hardest carry to master, and I think that's why people are struggling in low ranks. She either roll the lobby, or she goes negative, or she farms for 30 minutes and don't do anything at the end. What about Yamato? Yamato is easy a problem. Easy. Again, scales early game, similar to Calico, scales early game, gets a lot of kills, bully your team for 20-25 minutes. Late game, like after 25 minutes, she might not be able to kill people easily, but she is hard to kill. She is very problematic. Okay? In the mid-boss fight, she pop her ulti, she steals rejuves from you very easily. In rift fights, she can stall the rift. Even if her team is lacking, she can stall the rift. She cannot be killed easily. So I think this concludes everyone. In all, these ranks, right? Again, this is my opinion in my ranked and in my experience with ranked matches and the ranked system lately. If you have any other opinions, you can share your thoughts in the comments. And also, if you want to see me live, please subscribe to the channel, show some love, pull up to the streams, and also you can follow my Twitch channel. And with that being said, I'm gonna be waiting for your comments. I'm gonna reply to every single comment as usual. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.